Welcome to Smart Foundation School. The topic is heat transfer and heat exchanger. This topic is useful in physics as well as in engineering. It's a very important topic, heat transfer, and then its application in heat exchanger. So, what is heat transfer all about? From the name, heat, to start with, is an energy which is transferred from a body to another as a result of difference in temperature. So when you have two bodies, especially when they are in contact at different temperature, then heat is going to be transferred from the body with higher temperature to the one with lower temperature. This is what heat energy is. An energy which is transferred from a body to another, from one body to another as a result of the temperature difference between them. Like you have a cold ice in a cup. So cup is hotter, ice is cooler. So there is heat transfer in between. Then there are different methods of heat transfer. Heat can be transferred by different processes. There are three of such processes: conduction, convection, and radiation. Conduction, convection, and radiation. So this is with respect to, or on the basis of the medium of transfer of the heat. How does the heat transfer? By what medium is heat transferred from one point to another, from one body to another? So it is on that basis we have conduction or convection or radiation. Heat particular heat transfer could be by one or more of these methods. It could be by one or more of these methods. Then we see heat transfer examples as depicted by this picture. Heat transfer by conduction involves the direct contact of the two bodies for heat to be able to transfer. The heat is transferred between adjacent molecules that are in contact, whereas heat moves from one molecule to another by virtue of the fact that they are in contact. Then convection involves movement of hot fluid. So a fluid is heated, that is, the heat is carried by a fluid. A fluid can be a gas or a liquid from one point to another. So the heat is carried by a moving medium, like your hot fluid. Then radiation, this is a heat transfer through electromagnetic rays. So in this case, contact is not required. The contact between the two media is not required. Then there is no fluid which carries the heat from the hotter body to the cooler body. No. So more explanation is gotten here. In conduction, heat energy is transferred by direct contact between the body, like the heat transfer from a hot pot to through the handle to the handle of the pot. It is by direct contact. If the handle is not contacted with the pot, there will be no heat transfer. That is conduction. Example of convection is the heat that the steam in a boiling water carries to the lid, like to the cover or of the pot, is heat transfer by convection, because it requires the heat is carried by a moving molecule. Then radiation, like the heat transfer from a fire, a flame, to your hand, despite the fact that they are not in contact. So it is not conduction, it is not convection, it is radiation. The heat is transferred through an electromagnetic wave. So there is no material contact in radiation, in heat transfer by radiation. So examples of heat transfer by conduction, like a cooking on a stove, which you have seen. You have a pot placed on a burner. Then the heat transfer from your flame, the burner, to the pot is by conduction. It's by conduction. Then from your pot to the food you are cooking is by conduction, because there is contact between the pot. The pot is the conducting medium. So heat is transferred from the flame through the pot to the food item. Then example of heat transfer by convection is seen in heating in the oven. In the oven, the heating element heats up the gas in the air in the oven. So, and the fan now circulate this air, this hot air, onto the to contact with whatever is kept in the oven. By that whatever you kept the food you kept in the oven gets heated. So what do we say? We have a heating element. It could be a heater. Then which is supplied by electrical energy. It gets heated up and it heats up the air in the system. By then the air now circulates and carries the heat to your food. Then heat transfer by radiation example, like basking in the warmth of the sun. So how do you get the heat from the sun? There is no contact between you and the sun. The sun is the source of the heat. Then you are the recipient, no contact. So the heat transfer from the sun to you by radiation through vacuum, through electromagnetic waves or electromagnetic radiation. So it is not by heating up the air, then the air transfers the heat to your body. No, otherwise we would have called it convection. So these are the three processes by which heat transfer takes place. Then we talk about heat exchanger. Heat exchangers are devices designed to efficiently transfer heat from one medium to another. So application of heat exchangers and application of heat transfer on the industrial scale. So heat transfer is used in the industry to efficiently transfer heat from one medium to another for industrial applications. So it is used a lot in chemical processes, and also in refrigeration, even in your motor radiator. So your motor radiator is a heat exchanger. So